What are your thoughts on what they're doing today with the WWE 2K14 video games?
Oh, I think it's awesome. I think, every year it gets better and better. Sometimes I lose track of how intense the games can be and how realistic they can be. That, sometimes I won't play it for a while, and then all of a sudden I'll sit down. I'm like, wow, this is really cool, man. Why don't I play it that often? And that's because I'm either taking my kids to school or picking them up after practice or doing something else around the house when I'm not on the road traveling.
What are your thoughts on the 30 years of WrestleMania mode that they have in there and connecting kids with history?
I think it's awesome because a lot of kids that might ask or might wonder how it was back in the day or what superstars were big back in the day. They get to relive that history. They get to be part of it.
What would you like to see them add to the wrestling video games next year?
God, I'll tell you what, right off the top of my head, I can probably say that it has everything that I can think of. But I'm sure that when next year comes, something's gonna come up and like, wow, why didn't I think of that? But I think up to now, it's a complete game. I mean, it has pretty much. The one thing that they added was to be able to go back into history and relive, that era. So if I would have had to pick, I would probably have picked that. But now that we do have it, now that you can go back and relive the Mr. T, Hulk Hogan's, even the not too long Eddie Guerrero, for a lot of the kids that are watching up to now that didn't get a chance to see Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio for the custody of my son, can relive that as well.
What's your favorite moment when you look back at 30 years of WrestleMania?
I was actually on the network today when I flew out of San Diego into Atlanta, New Orleans, and I was on the WWE network, and I was reliving the moment of Mr. T, and they were showing an infomercial of him being inducted into the Hall of Fame. I really thought, and I forgot how cool that was, and how bad Mr. T was coming out just with the gown and the hoodie, just legit straight boxer, very focused on taking someone down, and how good he looked in the ring as well. When he took Roddy Piper over, and he just looked like a legit superstar. So I think I would have to go back to that era.